Hi, I'm Josh Marcus. I'm applying to be an OL at Oxford College. So let's get into the interview. Question one, tell me about yourself and why I want to serve as an OL. Like I said, I'm Josh. I'm from Chicago. I am a biology major or a business major. I don't really know, and that's okay. I want to be an OL to help students adjust to this new environment. And I think it's just so important and crucial the way that we adjust to the new academic environment, the new social environment that college brings about. And I think Emory already does a terrific job of that, and I really want to help. So, question number two, what role do I take on in a group setting? It really depends. So, for example, my school, my high school told all of the seniors, before you graduate, do something cool. Just an incredibly vague instructions, right? So I go to my friends and I'm like, what if we went to Montreal? Just totally on a whim. I didn't think we would actually end up doing it, but we did. And then another one of my friends was like, what if we took the train there instead of flew? And then I was like, okay, well, what if we get an Airbnb and just live in a neighborhood instead of stay somewhere in a hotel? So we ended up doing that, and it was so cool. Such a great city. I love Montreal. Definitely gonna go back. But it was just great. And I was definitely kind of the ideas man. Like, I kept track of our expenses. I kept track of where we were gonna stay, what trains we were gonna take, and I kind of helped put it together. And kind of along the same lines, but a different note. For the past 2 summers, I've worked at a summer camp. I actually went to that summer camp for like 6 years before I was on staff, so I've got plenty of experience there. And I really learned to be a team player there more than anything, where there are definitely times when you need to take a leadership position, whether you're planning an event for the kids or leading the group of cabins that you're in. But you definitely learn to work with other counselors and to know when you're needed and where you're needed. So whether it be setting up a field or talking to specific campers about certain things and then coordinating with their counselors and whatnot, you really learn to be a team player. So for question number three, conflict. Again, back to my job for the past couple of summers, you work with so much conflict. One example that really sticks out to me from the past few summers was I had a camper who would steal things, which is really unfortunate. Sucks for everyone involved. And I had to sit down with this camper and explain to him not just, what he was doing, but also how it impacted others and what he could do to make it better. And he actually really ended up turning things around. He ended up, we sat down with him and the other campers involved, and they talked. I kind of facilitated that, and one of the campers ended up getting their stuff back. They ended up on good terms. They actually had a really good rest of the summer, both of those campers. But there's really just a lot of conflict in general there. So I have 13-year-olds. 13-year-olds are so petty. They get angry at each other over just the smallest and stupidest things. And so I had to deal with that just so much, talking to different campers, saying, hey, go cool off for a second, go take a walk. And 9 times out of 10, they'd take a walk, they'd come back, they forgot what happened. But if they didn't, you'd sit down with the two campers, you'd explain, hey, here's the consequences of what you did, or here's how we can make things right, or maybe here's why there's no real reason to be upset here. And this is seen a lot in the form of bullying too, which really sucks. Bullying is horrible in that age group, where you'd have to sit down with the campers and really discuss what happened and what can be done to improve things. So for question number 4, ability to work under pressure and adjust to unforeseen circumstances. So this is kind of a throwback. About a year and a half ago, when I took the ACT, it's not so much that I forgot to sign up, it's that I didn't really remember which one I signed up for. It turns out I signed up for multiple. But anyway, I signed up for one that was way far away at a school that I'd never been to. I'm talking like 2 hours away, driving in like the freezing snow. And I made it, middle of nowhere place I'd never been to, never heard of this high school before. and I still managed to get in and take the test somehow. I don't know how. I was so nervous. Anyway, adjusting to unforeseen circumstances, I think really just getting to Oxford was a huge a huge adjustment for me, and I definitely didn't anticipate to end up here. And if I'm being totally honest, I wasn't really thrilled necessarily, but I got here and I really quickly learned to love it. I realized that if I just went in with an optimistic attitude and started meeting as many people as I could, that it would really be a good time, and it's been amazing. And that was really not what I expected, and ended up being terrific. For question number 5, my strengths. So I have a lot of experience with the sort of work I'd be doing in this, specifically dealing with a lot of homesickness. I've had to deal with just so much homesickness, so many homesick campers that I've had to help, and 9 times out of 10, you distract them. Say, all right, let's go play some ping pong. Let's go play tennis. Let's go, let's do something else. Find an activity for people to do. And generally that worked like really, really well. And most of the time, the campers would get over their homesickness, even if it took a couple weeks. So challenges that I'll foresee as an OL. The summers for me are just exhausting. You're basically working 24/7, and by the end, the burnout is so unbelievable. But I think that I can definitely carry over the energy. It'll be very difficult. Really, at the end of any summer, what I find myself doing is finding little times to just take a breath, even take a nap, just find a little bit of time for myself to, just cool off, rest, and recharge. And I think that'll be really important because I'm going to come in pretty exhausted.